Humanity stands on a knife's edge. What if we're not just living through an era of change, but the last chapter in Earth's long story of civilizations? From resource collapse to irreversible climate damage, this video reveals why experts believe we might be the final stewards of Earth, and what happens after we're gone. Did you know that over 99% of all species that have ever walked, swam, or flown on Earth are now extinct? Think about that. What makes us believe we'll be the exception? Are we truly as invincible as we like to think? Or are we just clever animals on borrowed time? Take October 1962. In the span of 13 days, the world came closer to obliteration than it ever had before. One wrong move, one misunderstood signal, and we wouldn't be standing here today. It wasn't technological prowess or military might that saved us. It was sheer luck, and that's not the only time we've danced on the edge of disaster. Let's go back to 1815. Far from the political arenas of Europe, a volcano called Mount Tambora erupted in Indonesia. The blast was so powerful that ash blocked out the sun, plunging the planet into what became known as the year without a summer. Crops failed. Famine swept the globe. Chaos loomed. Yet here we are. We survived. But how close have we come to total collapse already? And what about the next disaster? Be it natural or self-inflicted? Civilization feels solid. But what if it's just an illusion? A thin layer of stability stretched over the abyss. If a single volcanic eruption or diplomatic misstep could send us spiraling, what makes us think we're truly untouchable? So here's the question. Are we fooling ourselves about our invincibility? Or is there a way to safeguard humanity's future? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you're finding this journey as fascinating as we are, hit that like button and subscribe to explore even deeper questions about humanity's fate. Humanity's greatest strength has always been its ingenuity, but that same ingenuity has a darker side. Our ability to shape the world to our needs has also become our greatest weakness. Overconsumption, environmental degradation, and escalating conflicts are not external forces. They're byproducts of our own behavior. We have entered a new epoch, the Anthropocene, an era where humans are the dominant geological force. But dominance doesn't equal stability. Consider this. Since 1970, the global population has doubled. That's an extraordinary feat, but it comes with a cost. Resource depletion has also doubled, draining the planet at an unsustainable pace. Forests that stood for centuries are vanishing in decades. The Amazon, often called the lungs of the eye, Earth, is being stripped away at an alarming rate, nearly 10,000 square kilometers in 2022 alone. And those vast oceans? They're filling with microplastics, tiny fragments of human waste that have infiltrated everything from the food we eat to the air we breathe. It raises a chilling question. Are we hardwired for self-destruction? Our species has a remarkable ability to innovate, yet we often ignore the long-term consequences of our actions. For every step forward, we seem to take 2 steps closer to a breaking point. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It's unfolding right before our eyes. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and biodiversity loss aren't just headlines. They're warnings. What happens when we reach a breaking point? When the balance tips and the systems we rely on, agriculture, water supply, global trade, begin to falter? Will we rally together to find solutions, or will we succumb to the very forces we've unleashed? Modern events offer a glimpse of what's at stake. The destruction of the Amazon isn't just about trees, it's about destabilizing the global climate. Microplastics aren't just pollution, They're evidence of how deeply intertwined human actions and ecological damage have become. These seemingly small issues are threads in a much larger web of consequences, one that connects directly to the survival of our civilization. So, what do you think? Are we capable of changing course, or are we destined to unravel the systems we've built? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we dive deeper into the challenges and solutions that could define humanity's future. Imagine waking up one day to the news that an asteroid the size of a city is hurtling toward Earth. We have 6 months, no more, no less, to prepare. What would humanity do? Would we unite to fight for survival, or would panic and chaos take hold? It's not just the stuff of Hollywood blockbusters, it's a real possibility. And it's just one of the invisible threats lurking in the shadows. Take supervolcanoes, for instance. Beneath some of the most serene landscapes on Earth lie ticking time bombs capable of catastrophic eruptions. The last eruption of this magnitude occurred 74,000 years ago at Lake Toba in Indonesia. It caused a volcanic winter that may have pushed early humans to the brink of extinction. Now, consider Yellowstone in the United States. A supervolcano that erupts every 600,000 to 800,000 years. It's overdue. And then there's the risk of pandemics. COVID-19 was a stark reminder of how a microscopic organism can bring the world to its knees. But what if the next pathogen is deadlier, more contagious, or engineered? As biotechnology advances, so does the potential for both miracles and disasters. Even more chilling is the growing influence of artificial intelligence. AI promises incredible advancements, but what happens if it goes rogue? Could a misaligned superintelligence, operating at speeds we can't comprehend, make decisions that unintentionally or intentionally endanger humanity? Asteroids, too, are a threat we can't afford to ignore. It's sobering to remember that a 6-mile-wide asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. Humanity might not fare much better without preparation. NASA is tracking over 30,000 near-Earth objects, some of which could pose serious hazards. While space agencies have begun developing deflection technology, like the recent DART mission, we're still far from being fully prepared. What are the odds of an extinction-level event in our lifetime? It's hard to say, but the risks are real. The problem isn't just the odds. It's the fact that we're often unprepared for the unexpected. We tend to focus on immediate problems while ignoring the silent, looming dangers that could strike without warning. So, here's the big question. Are we ready to face the unknown? Can we learn from history and develop the foresight to protect our civilization from these invisible threats? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue to explore the challenges shaping our future. Imagine a time 10,000 years from now. An archaeologist dusts off the remnants of a crumbling skyscraper, uncovering fragments of our once great civilization. What conclusions would they draw? Would they marvel at our technological prowess, or shake their head at the same mistakes that doomed countless empires before us? History is full of lessons, though we often fail to heed them. Take Rome, for example, a sprawling empire that seemed invincible. At its height, it controlled vast territories, constructed engineering marvels, and shaped the world for centuries. But Rome fell, undone by internal inequality, overextension, and environmental strain. The Mayan civilization, too, succumbed to resource depletion and political instability, while Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, struggled with salinized farmlands that turned fertile soil into wastelands. These collapses weren't sudden. They were slow declines, marked by warnings that were ignored until it was too late. Sound familiar? Jared Diamond's 5-point framework for societal collapse, environmental damage, climate change, hostile neighbors, loss of trade partners, and failure to adapt applies eerily well to our modern world. Rising inequality mirrors the growing gap between the Roman elite and the common citizen. Overextension echoes the way empires exhausted their resources and our environmental challenges. Deforestation, water scarcity, and climate change are eerily reminiscent of the problems faced by past civilizations. So how are we repeating the same mistakes? We've built systems that seem indestructible, yet they're fragile beneath the surface. Our dependence on global supply chains, finite resources, and a stable environment mirrors the over-reliance that led to collapses in the past. But here's the crucial question. Can history serve as a warning, or are we doomed to ignore it? Ancient empires lacked the tools and knowledge we possess today. But will that make a difference if we refuse to act? Imagine the archaeologist of the future standing over the ruins of our cities. Will they find evidence of a society that rose to meet its challenges? Or will they catalog our hubris and inability to adapt? Let us know what you think in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe for more explorations of the lessons history has to teach us, and what they mean for our future. Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that every digital system we rely on, banking, healthcare, transportation, has stopped working. A major cyber attack, an electromagnetic pulse, or even a solar storm could plunge us into chaos within minutes. Technology, the backbone of modern civilization, is both our greatest hope and our greatest vulnerability. On one hand, technology holds the promise of salvation. Fusion energy, for example, could provide humanity with unlimited clean power, transforming how we live and reversing the effects of climate change. Artificial intelligence, when used responsibly, could solve some of our most complex problems, from curing diseases to optimizing resource distribution. But on the other hand, that same AI, if misaligned or left unchecked, could become a runaway force beyond human control. It's a double-edged sword. Take nuclear technology as another example. The same science that powers cities and drives scientific exploration also created weapons capable of ending life on Earth in a matter of hours. The line between salvation and destruction is razor-thin, and history has shown how often human error or hubris pushes us closer to disaster. Our growing reliance on fragile digital systems adds another layer of risk. A major cyber attack could cripple entire nations in minutes, cutting off essential services and creating cascading failures in food supply chains, healthcare, and communication networks. The interconnectedness that defines modern life is a strength, but also a critical weakness. And then there's the concept of the Great Filter, a term used in the search for alien life. It suggests that advanced civilizations might reach a point where their technological progress becomes their undoing. Could that be where we're heading? Are we building tools of salvation, or are we setting the stage for our own destruction? The key question isn't just about the technology itself, it's about how we choose to use it. Can we overcome our tendencies toward short-term thinking and reckless ambition? Or will we become the architects of our own downfall, another cautionary tale in the cosmic history of civilizations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think humanity can wield technology responsibly, or are we on a path to sealing our fate? Don't forget to like and subscribe as we explore more about humanity's uncertain future and the choices that will shape it. Picture this. A scorching summer stretches on with record-breaking heat waves. Crops wither in, the fields as rivers dry up. Meanwhile, tensions rise between nations, sparking a cyber attack that takes down power grids across several continents. Within days, supply chains collapse. Supermarkets are empty. Panic spreads faster than any virus, and fragile social systems begin to unravel. This is no dystopian fiction. It's a chilling possibility. Humanity stands at a crossroads where a combination of threats could push us past the point of no return. Climate change is intensifying, with rising sea levels and extreme weather events already reshaping the world. Pandemics, like the COVID-19 crisis, have shown how a single pathogen can destabilize entire economies and societies. Add to this a volatile geopolitical landscape where nuclear weapons, cyber warfare, and misinformation threaten global stability, and you have a recipe for disaster. The Doomsday Clock, a symbol of how close humanity is to self-destruction, is now closer to midnight than ever before. As of 2023, it sits at 90 seconds to midnight, a stark reminder of how precarious our situation has become. But how close are we really to the tipping point? The truth is, systemic collapses rarely happen all at once. Instead, they unfold in a series of cascading failures. Imagine a power grid failure caused by a heat wave. Without electricity, water supplies falter. Communications go down. Within hours, emergency services are overwhelmed. Within days, chaos reigns. What seems unthinkable can happen shockingly fast. The good news is that small changes today could prevent a major disaster tomorrow. Investing in renewable energy, building resilient infrastructure, and fostering international cooperation are all steps that could buy us precious time. But the window to act is closing, and the cost of inaction grows steeper with each passing year. So, here's the ultimate question. Are we willing to confront the risks and make the changes necessary to avoid the final tipping point? Or will we let the combined weight of our challenges push us over the edge? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue exploring the critical choices that will determine the future of humanity. Humanity has always had a knack for defying the odds. Time and again, when the world seemed on the brink, we found a way to adapt, innovate, and persevere. From surviving the Ice Age to eradicating deadly diseases, we've shown that resilience and ingenuity are deeply woven into the fabric of our species. The challenges we face today may seem insurmountable, but they are not beyond our ability to overcome. Consider the strides we've already made. Renewable energy use has tripled since 2000, with solar and wind power transforming the global energy landscape. Movements for sustainability are growing, with individuals, communities, and nations taking bold steps to reduce emissions and protect the planet. Global cooperation, though imperfect, has given rise to treaties and initiatives aimed at addressing climate change, preserving biodiversity, and preparing for disasters. But the question remains, what will it take for us to truly unite and protect our future? To turn our potential into action, we must confront the same flaws that have driven civilizations to collapse in the past. Inequality, short-term thinking, and ecological neglect must give way to inclusivity, long-term planning, and respect for the planet that sustains us. Imagine a world where humanity becomes the first civilization to break the cycle, where instead of succumbing to the weight of our challenges, we rise to meet them. A world where technological breakthroughs are used not to destroy, but to heal. Where nations collaborate not out of fear, but out of a shared vision for a sustainable future. Could we defy the odds and become the architects of a new era? The choice is ours. The problems we face are daunting, but they are not inevitable. With courage, cooperation, and creativity, we can chart a path forward. So, what kind of future will we create? Let us know your vision in the comments. And if you're inspired by this journey through humanity's challenges and potential, don't forget to like and subscribe. Together, let's keep asking the big questions and striving for a better tomorrow. Imagine you are the last person alive on Earth. The cities are silent, the skies are empty, and the echoes of humanity's once vibrant presence fade into the wind. If you could leave one final message for the stars, what would it be? This isn't just a hypothetical. It's a reflection of what it means to be the last civilization. Should we falter, the legacy we leave behind will speak for us. What story do we want the universe to remember? Will we be known as the species that soared to unimaginable heights, only to collapse under its own weight? Or could we still be remembered as the ones who rose to meet their challenges and forged a brighter path for all life to follow? Consider the Voyager probes, launched in the late 1970s. These tiny spacecraft are now humanity's only physical presence beyond our solar system. Each carries a golden record, etched with music, images, and messages. A time capsule meant to tell the story of Earth to alien civilizations. But what if that story becomes all that's left of us? What will future life, whether on Earth or beyond, make of our triumphs, our mistakes, and our dreams? If humanity fails, could something else rise from our ashes? Life on Earth has proven remarkably resilient. After the dinosaurs were wiped out by an asteroid, mammals emerged and flourished, leading to us. Perhaps, even if our civilization falls, the planet could heal, and new forms of life could one day evolve. Or maybe our technological seeds, probes, satellites, or archives, could inspire life beyond Earth to carry forward our story. But we are still here. The ink on our story is not yet dry. If we can recognize the fragility of what we've built and choose to act with wisdom and foresight, we may yet write a different ending, one of perseverance, sustainability, and hope. So here's the ultimate question. If you were the last person alive, what message would you leave for the stars? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue exploring humanity's most profound questions. The legacy of the last civilization is ours to create. What will we choose?